VAR controversy strikes Bournemouth and Newcastle's 1-1 stalemate. Hey guys, welcome to the channel, welcome to another video. Yes, earlier on today, Bournemouth and Newcastle played out a 1-1 draw at the Vitality Stadium, but that result was surrounded in controversy as very late on, Bournemouth had seemingly a winning goal chalked off by the VAR for handball. Not long afterwards, Joelinton absolutely took out the Bournemouth goalkeeper Neto, only to receive a yellow card. We question whether VAR should have got involved or whether it shouldn't have got involved, and we question whether or not VAR got the right decisions in both of those attempts. Trusting by the vast majority of people that have weighed in on this conversation, it seems that VAR may have messed up on this occasion yet again. We're going to be talking about VAR, we're going to be talking about these two incidents in particular, we're going to be talking about the game and everything else in between. But before we go any further, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things always and forever greatly appreciated. Get involved in the comment section as well. Use and abuse that comment section, people. Talk to me on this subject. We'd love to know what you guys are thinking and feeling about these controversies. I'm sure it'll all make for great and interesting reading down below in the comment section. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Let's get on with talking about these controversies, because I feel like we need to throw a spotlight on this. If this was to or against one of the big six of this Premier League, this would have media coverage written all over it. This would have coverage for days on this. This would have replays aplenty, and this would have analysis from anyone and everyone who is a football pundit on this. But I just feel like, despite obviously Newcastle being on their way up with obviously their massive lottery win and huge takeover, and obviously Bournemouth being a Premier League club that's just considered to be middle of the road, kind of average looking, I feel like this won't get the media attention it deserves, with all due respect. So here is where we talk about it. Here is where we have the space to obviously discuss these types of things. For those of you who haven't seen it, the game seems to be petering out to a 1-1 draw. Bournemouth win a corner gets played in, and it's seemingly headed into the back of the net by the Bournemouth player whose name escapes me. My memory is absolutely terrible. I did write it down somewhere, but I don't know where it's gone. But it's seemingly Bournemouth have won the game. Seemingly Bournemouth have won the game in extra time. Or added on time, injury time, whatever kind of phrase you want to use. However, VAR interfered and decided to chalk off the goal because it seemingly is handball. Now on replay, it seems to be a little bit inconclusive. It seems to come off his shoulder, and the momentum of that carries it into the back of the net. The VAR is seemingly suggesting that the ball rolls down the shoulder, off the arm, and into the back of the net. Because as we know, if it's just the shoulder and it's above sleeve level, that's fine. You can hit the ball from that area and it is deemed legal. Anywhere below the sleeve is deemed illegal and therefore handball, and therefore would have been considered a free kick to Newcastle. What strikes me on this is the fact that the referee doesn't go over to the monitor, the referee doesn't replay it, he takes the advice from the VAR. Now I thought we were trying to get rid of that. I thought the VAR can advise, I thought the VAR can offer words of advice to the referee, but ultimately it's down to the referee's decision. Or are we just completely forgetting that or getting rid of that and we're just going off what the VAR says? Because it seems very inconclusive to me as to whether or not it did actually come off his arm or not. To me, it looked like it was off his shoulder, which is perfectly legal. It bounces then into the back of the net. It seemed perfectly legal, and it seems like a perfectly decent goal, all things considered. It did come off his shoulder, but they all count, or they should all count. Has been chalked off, and that could be a massive blow for Bournemouth. 2 points, who knows where 2 points could have got Bournemouth at the end of the season. And Newcastle were very, very fortunate to get away with this, in my opinion, because As soon as the ball goes in, Bournemouth are off celebrating. Newcastle are kicking themselves for losing the game in the last few minutes of the game. There's seemingly nothing wrong with it until the VAR decides to get involved and advise that the goal is chalked off. And like I say, the referee, he doesn't go over to the monitor, he doesn't replay it several times, he doesn't mess around with how fast or how slow he wants to see it. He just simply takes the advice of the VAR, chalks it off completely, and Bournemouth are left absolutely fuming. Andoni Iraola is absolutely fuming on the touchline, and it doesn't get any better, and especially not for the referee either. Newcastle try a breakaway, ball goes into the box, it's collected by the Bournemouth goalkeeper, and before he can even try to look to maybe spring a counter-attack in the other direction, Joelinton completely takes out the goalkeeper Neto with a clothesline that I'm a somewhat old school WWE kind of fan. A clothesline that JBL would have been proud of. Takes him out, and apparently the repercussions of stopping a counter-attack for a cynical foul and also for clotheslining a goalkeeper is a yellow card. Not a red, a yellow. Like, that's two there. Not only it's a yellow card just for clotheslining in the way that he kind of did. It's another yellow card for stopping a breakaway for a cynical foul. That to me should result in a red card for Joelinton. VAR doesn't get involved, but VAR does decide, or the referee does decide, to send off one of the Bournemouth staff members that are completely irate about what has just unfolded before his very eyes. It's a madness to me. It was a game that didn't quite live up to maybe its potential. I don't think it was exactly the best game of the opening couple of weeks of the Premier League season, and even more so, annoyingly, that on the other side of this was obviously a game that wasn't on live TV, with Chelsea beating Wolves by 6-2. It seemed like the way more entertaining game, with all due respect. But at the very least, this was at least on Sky TV, where it should again highlight a potential VAR and referee decision that ultimately a lot of people, including Newcastle legend Alan Shearer, he even said that he thinks the referee got it wrong. And you know that if he's saying that against his beloved Newcastle, you kind of know the referee messed up. So, yeah, I think the referee messed up. A lot of other people think the referee messed up, and I think we have our first real major VAR controversy of the season. I know there have been one or two other incidents that have been controversial, or people have seen them go the complete opposite direction to the way they should have done, i.e. there was a handball in the Manchester United game this past weekend in which there was no yellow card for. There was a handball in the Liverpool-Ipswich game last week that should have been a second yellow card to a player already on a yellow card, a deliberate one that wasn't given. So there are a few things that referees and VAR are seemingly getting a bit wrong, but nothing major yet. But I feel like this is the first major one of the season so far. And again, it needs to be called out. Just because it's Bournemouth and Newcastle and not exactly like it's Liverpool Man United or Liverpool Man City or Man City Arsenal or whoever in the top six, don't mean you can't call it out. You've got to call it out for what it is. You've got to try and be consistent, and that's what I try and be. And in my personal opinion, Newcastle got away with one. The referees had an absolute nightmare in the final couple of minutes of the game. Should have sent off Joelinton, in my opinion. Should have let the goal stand, and I don't understand why VAR's interfered to that degree. To me, it's not clear and obvious, and whenever they give something wrong, they always hide behind that clear and obvious line. If the goal was given on the pitch and it's not clear and obvious, that should be given them, right? But it wasn't. So there you have it. Major controversy right off the bat there. Controversy in terms of the referee took the advice of of his VAR rather than go and check it himself. I just think it was an absolute shambles all round, in all honesty, from the referee, and I think the referee's got it wrong, and I think Bournemouth can feel hard done by, and I think Iraola's reaction is completely warranted, to be perfectly honest. I would be annoyed if a goal like that was chalked off for my team. Anyone would, because it didn't seem clear and obvious. It didn't even seem like it came off his arm. It seemed like the shoulder, which is perfectly fine and legal. Yeah, I think that is that's an absolute howler from the referee, from the linesman, from the VAR, and whoever else. I feel sorry for Bournemouth. I feel sorry for Bournemouth in this situation, but these are, of course, just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of this VAR controversy for both the disallowed goal and for the potential red cards that should have maybe been given to Joelinton of Newcastle? Let me know your thoughts, your comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, down below in the comment section. Would love to know and hear from you all on what you think about these two controversial topics. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way up if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things always and forever greatly appreciated, and as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch, this has been another Fletch Tours video, and I'll see you all again soon in another video, or live stream, or whatever it may be. Cheers guys, thanks everyone for watching, take care, enjoy the rest of your day, speak to you all again very, very soon.